They put too much effort into that.
Cause
Switching
why?
places.
Cause the
Switching
again,
places.
I got no comment, bro.
So is your dad, or is he your uncle?
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another reaction. We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
What is the family tea you found out once you got older?
When I was 19, I found out that I was the family tea.
They was talking about you.
I learned that my mother was not my birth mother, but my stepmother. I had always heard family whisperings that she hated me because I was not hers. And I had asked my dad multiple times, is there anything you want to tell me? Because I'm hearing things. And he would say, how dare you ask such a question?
And then they play that card on you.
Things got to a boiling point one day with my mother when I was 19. And she shrieked at me that maybe all of this was the way it was because I wasn't hers. And I still couldn't believe it. I thought she was saying that to hurt me. So I went to my dad and said, Dad, Mom is telling me I'm not hers. And he said, I'm sorry. I thought it'd be better
Is she getting emotional?
if you thought she was your mother. And I remember saying to him, I asked you so many times, and you made me feel so bad. I had said to him, Mom beats me with a vengeance. Like she really hates me. And he would say, how dare you say that about your mother? For years, I felt so guilty, like I was such a terrible daughter for letting rumors get into my head. I felt crazy. And everybody knew. All the extended family knew. It was something they talked about all the time. All the cousins, the kids, they all knew. My brother, 7 years younger than me, he knew.
Wow.
And deep down,
oh my God,
I think I knew, but I didn't want to believe that my mom could be like that to me, or that my dad could lie to me like that and just ignore all the abuse and let me hate myself all these years, where I was constantly thinking about unaliving myself.
What's the family
Okay,
tea that
hold
you
up.
found out once you got...
that whew, that started off a little bit emotional. She's gonna have some trauma, and even if she worked through her trauma, it's gonna be that's gonna affect her for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
I just wish, like, people who take on responsibilities of someone else's child, whether the birth parents are still in their life or not, if you're going to take on that responsibility, take it on as if that was your real child. Because the unnecessary trauma that this lady is going to go through for the rest of her life could have been avoided. And then parents who don't believe when their spouse or partner is being evil towards their children. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I don't. It just makes my stomach turn. You know, the whole idea that you will have a child not be with the one of the the biological parents, and then put another one in that position, and then tell that parent, no, tell that child, in order for you to like this parent, I need you to call him mom or dad. And they grow up liking that parent, thinking, because when you think that's your actual parent, you
Right.
want to love them and embrace
Right.
them with that first mind attached. But when you have that second nature, damn, that's not my actual parent. That lack of respect could potentially play a part of it, but at the
Yep.
same time,
You'll feel cheated.
you're gonna feel cheated because you're gonna want to really understand who's your actual parents, our parent.
Right. And where's the mom?
If she gonna want to ever meet the mom, she gonna want to meet
Like,
the
did
mom,
something
but
happen to the mom? Like,
that's
whew.
a lot of unnecessary damage to relationships. A lot
Definitely.
of unnecessary damage to relationships.
Definitely.
Got older. I'll go first.
So when I was a kid, my dad won primary custody of me and my sister, and my mom had visitation rights. In the beginning, my mom visited pretty regularly. My dad would fight with her sometimes, but she would literally try to visit whenever she could. I was aware of her trying to make the effort to see us. I would hear my father arguing with her. I would hear them fighting when it was time to bring back. And then, like, out of nowhere, she just stopped coming to see us. She packed up her things, she moved out of the state, she changed her number, and my mom ghosted us. And we were so confused. She even came back a few years later. She was visiting one of our aunts, and we got the chance to see her. And my sister asked her, and my mom gave this weird ass answer and was like, "Oh, everything's not about you." And as a child, that shit pissed me off because it was like, what do you mean everything's not about us? Like,
Exactly.
bitch, we're your kids. What else is it about? And then a few years ago, as an adult, I found out that the reason my mom stopped coming around is because my father was making her exchange sexual favors for seeing her children, and she didn't want to do it anymore.
What's the family tea that you
Rightfully
found out once you got
so.
older?
So when I was a kid, my grandmother drank a lot of coffee. It wasn't like coffee that everybody else was drinking at the time, because she had like her own special coffee, and she would drink it all the time in her coffee mug. Everywhere we went, she had her coffee mug that she would take with her. She would put it on the dashboard of her car. She drank this coffee so much
What you think
that
it
there was
is?
a ring on the dashboard from where
no.
she kept her coffee cup. But when I was older, I found out that gallon jugs of Carlo Rossi white wine aren't coffee. They are alcohol. So she definitely drove us kids around constantly with a mug of wine on her dashboard.
She was outside, boy. She was doing it
Found
different.
out once you got
Too
older.
funny.
One day when I was a kid, I needed a drink of
Yeah,
water.
baby.
And I had to work up the courage to go downstairs and ask my dad if I could have a drink of water because my parents had a thing about once they sent you to bed and you'd stay in the bed. Anyway, I started to go downstairs to get a drink of water, and I noticed that my dad is outside arguing with this unidentified woman. So I was like, okay, great. I can hurry up and sneak past and go upstairs and not get yelled at.
Not even thinking
Imagine
about the
my
argument.
surprise when I rounded the corner, I ran straight into my dad. It was like, what are you doing? Me and my shock and horror couldn't figure out how my dad, who I can still see arguing outside, was also inside. I went ahead and just went to the bathroom, just thinking I was dreaming, although I was fully awake. Round the corner, said goodnight to my dad, got almost up the stairs and happened to look out the window. And I was at a perfect angle where I could see that my dad was still outside while also still inside. And I couldn't explain it. I tried to tell my mom the next day. She thought I was dreaming. It wasn't until after my dad died that we found out he actually had an identical twin brother. My dad's name was Freddie. His name was Eddie. They were switching places, so the question is who actually died. No one can find Eddie.
What's the family tea you found out once you got older? I'll go first.
I don't want to. See, I got no comment for that one. I got no comment. I don't know what to say to this one. That's different. Hey, commenters, I'm gonna leave it to y'all, man. Put that in the comic section.
They put too much effort into that.
Because
Switching
why?
places.
Because
Switching
again, I got
places.
no comment, bro.
So is your dad, or is he your uncle?
She went there.
My time to shine. So two of my aunts were going to see this dude in jail. Aunt number one was dating the dude at the time, and she was bringing aunt number two along with her for moral support, whatever, right? So dude gets out of jail, right? And they're all living in the same house, boom, boom. Now aunt number two ends up pregnant. And guess who's the baby daddy?
Well, duh.
Oh, no. There's more, and it gets crazier. So old boy happened to be a PIMP, and a few of the women in my family were sex workers, women of the night, whatever you want to call them. And at one point, he was working with an aunt and a cousin. So this is a mother and daughter kind of situation, right? They both end up pregnant. And guess who's the baby daddy? So at this point, it is two aunts and one cousin pregnant by the same dude who is aunt number one's husband. You You might be asking, does aunt number one know about any of this? She knew about it all, but she acted like she didn't, and now she's a devout Christian. Like for part 2. Some little smacks, and I'm eating, but I'll give you part 2. Thank you. So out of the situation, 2 children were actually born. 1 passed away via miscarriage, right? 2 children were born. 1 was sent within the family to be adopted and raised within the family. The other one, we didn't know what happened to that child until years and years later. Come to find out, that child was also raised in the family, but nobody knew who the biological parents of the kid was until she was grown and had her own kids, and then we found out who she really was biologically, and it was like, oh shit. However, the one that was raised within the family as well, she was also lied to about who her biological parents was. She was raised by another aunt. Mind you, I have mad aunts, so like, it's confusing, but I have hella aunts.
We confused.
So she was raised by another aunt and not told who her biological mother was until she already had her own children as well. Like I said, I was kept away from these people for these reasons, but what's crazy is, as wild as the story sounds to y'all, my family is cooked. So when I tell y'all this is not the craziest thing, I can't even tell y'all the craziest tea in my family because they will ban my account, period. And as far as getting banned from my family, please, that ain't never gonna happen. Because I am one of the few normal people on that side.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Who are you? Mm-hmm. Like, do you know? You know what I'm saying? Because you say you got a lot of aunts, and it's just that. You know what I think about? And this is going to sound very bad when I say it. Very bad.
Think about it.
I'm going to say it, though.
Okay.
Everyone is about to hear me say this right now.
Say it.
I'm about to.
Don't.
He is he is a perfect example of not to smoke your own product. Because, you know, you got to think about it. Like, and I know it sounds bad because it's family. But, and when you have your stuff, and you smoking it all, you don't get nothing from it.
The aunt is the problem.
So whenever he's up in there and he got all the family, around. And you with this one and with this one and this one and this one, it's like you're not making anything better. You're hurting yourself.
The aunt is the problem because why are you bringing your husband around, knowing that your husband is a part of that lifestyle, and doing this to all of your relatives, and now there's fatherless and motherless babies.
Oh, they've been planning this since the visitation.
Like. But now she's a devout Christian.
I don't understand. But wait a minute, they say God does forgive. But I'm just saying though, because but her situation.
Yeah, but she's the only one that's not affected anymore. Because look at these babies.
But yeah, it's crazy. And no word of this is a lie. My mama can confirm. My sister can confirm. I got a couple cousins on this app who probably can confirm if they even know the tea. Sure. But yeah, it's real crazy.
What's the family tea that you found out once you got older?
I'm embarrassed about this one. So when I was 14, my mom passed away. And there was one day where I was sitting on the couch with my dad and my sister when I was like 16, 17, and something about the TV show that we were watching made my sister say, oh yeah, like how mom has a daughter that we don't know about. And my family always like plays jokes on each other, okay? And me being the youngest, I always feel played. So I completely thought that she was joking. And then my dad like caught on to it and like went along with it. And I did not believe them. Then, when I was a freshman in college, my long-lost sister found us. And so it turns out I have a nephew who is a year younger than me, and yeah, a sister that I had no idea existed.
Growing up, I was always told the tattoo should have meanings. So
Ooh, child. Y'all family tea be having me just feeling tightness in my heart. Because I have family tea, but baby, I ain't getting on this good old app and spread it.
I'm thinking about my family tea right now, and I'm like, do I want to give this one out?
No.
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 I might give it out. I might say a little something here. All right, here it goes.
There's a time and place for everything, but Lord Jesus.
I'm not. it has nothing to do with boldness, nothing to be about being built for this type of stuff. It's just about having respect.
Respect for
Like,
other people's drama.
I don't care how outside they was with it or what it was they was doing at the time. I'm not about to put myself in no position
Right.
to be the one to air everybody draws out.
Right.
Ain't no way.
Child, look.
If it happened, it happened. And if I wasn't there to nobody, then I don't know if it happened. So don't tell me about it.
This too much.
You don't,
This too much. I thought the last video was a lot. This?
Yeah, this got me like just some of them. It was hard to even make a comment on.
This is a little bit too serious. Okay, I want to know some funny stuff, but we hope you all enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way, and our join feature to become a VIP member is now available.
Yes.
Check out the description box for more, and we'll see you soon. Peace.